Countdown to the NFL Combine. LSU with a nation's best 16 players invited, among them LSU long snapper Blake Ferguson, who's good enough to join us here for a couple of minutes. Welcome back, man. How are you?
What's going on, Matt? Doing well.
No, dude, I mean, for me, it's status quo. For you, it's like a whirlwind and a big shift in your life. So, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that accomplished more in an LSU career than you, like in a very literal sense, classroom and outside. What is this sort of in-between period for you like, from finishing your college career to now waiting what the next step is going to be in your life?
It's different. I think Joe Burrow might be the one that has probably accomplished more in a short amount of time than I.
Well, you could say that, but when I go, you got 2 degrees, right? I mean, you were on the leadership council for the Southeastern Conference. I mean, on the national championship team. Did you have an errant snap your entire career?
I had one my senior year. I had one against Bama, and I'm not proud of it, but it's something that I've used to kind of fuel my motivation and work ethic the last couple of months as I've been training. So, but this is a cool time, and it's something that I'm trying to take day by day and enjoy, because it can be a hectic process. And so, just trying to enjoy it and take it in as best I can.
You know, it's funny. Reed had an errant snap. Wasn't it his first of his career against North Texas?
It was.
It was like the very first snap.
Game. Yeah.
And so, like, his came, and then he never had another one. And you didn't have one until, you said, the Bama game. So, with like 8 years without an errant snap from a Ferguson. It's kind of really good. That's a pretty good average, right?
It's the result of a lot of hard work, no doubt.
Hey, I'm looking at this video on your Twitter using the hashtag, 165, and here's you working out snap and taking on blocks. Explain this if you would.
Yeah, so it's not really something that I've told a whole lot of people, but I guess this is public service announcement now. So the highest a snapper has ever been drafted in the NFL draft was pick number 166. I believe it's in the 5th round. And so I've used the kind of number 165 as motivation, and I write it on my mirror in my bathroom. It's my background on my phone. And so it's just motivation for me to be the best to ever do it. And that's my goal. And, part of that is for me is being drafted the highest the snapper's ever been drafted. So it's not something that I've really shared a whole lot, but now that I've put it out on the radio, I guess it's public knowledge. So that's cool. But, it's something that keeps me motivated and keeps me going to work every single day.
That's very cool. You know what's odd about it, though? There's a giant element of that you can't control. I mean, it's just if a team decides that they're going to use, and you're right. So I had, before you came on, I went and looked this up. So there has been a long snapper taken every year dating back to 2015. And the highest drafted snapper, if I'm not mistaken, it was Joe Cardona out of Navy.
Correct.
Who went 166 to New England.
Pick number 166.
There it is. See? A modicum of research.
Man. I'm impressed.
Well, you got it, man. Well, I appreciate your time, so I'm going to reciprocate. So, so let me play the hypothetical, right? So what if you don't get drafted, or what if you don't get drafted inside of pick 166? Is that, I mean, I hate to use this word because it's sharp, but like, is that a failure in your mind?
No, absolutely not. I up to this point, I've achieved a lot, and I've achieved more than I expected to do. And so anything beyond this is amazing. And not a whole lot of people get to do what I'm doing right now. A lot of people, when they finish their college or high school football careers, they go and work. And for me, work is football. And that's a huge blessing, and I thank God every day for that opportunity. And so for me, all I want to do is keep playing football. And whether that's being drafted or if I get signed as an undrafted free agent, to me, it doesn't matter. All I want is an opportunity.
So I know you've answered this a million different times in a million different ways, but you obviously have Reed to lean on in this sense, who you all followed a very similar path. He's made it in the NFL with the Bills. How valuable is that resource? How much do you lean into Reed at this time?
It's incredibly valuable, and not a lot of guys have that resource with a brother that's gone through it and a brother that lives locally that I can train with and live with. He's literally sitting in the other room as I'm taking this phone call.
Sweet.
He's in there playing FIFA, and I think he's probably getting mad at the station, PlayStation or something.
Tell him go Yankees, and we hate you cheating Red Sox.
Hang on, let me.
Yeah, tell him.
Moscato wanted me to tell you go Yankees, and he hates the cheating Red Sox. He says, yep.
We heard it. We heard. I still you're gonna have to explain to me how this all transpired in your home, to where he's Yankees and you're Red Sox. I know your dad's a Red Sox fan too, but how does that happen?
Yeah. It's something that, being the little brother, I kind of clung to. Clinged?
Clinged? I don't know if clung.
I think it's
clinged. I'm gonna go clinged. I don't think drunk it's like you drinked or drank, drank. Hanged.
Okay,
hanged.
way.
That's it. Hanged. Hung is not the word. It's hanged.
Hanged.
He was not hung. He was hanged. That's the
right.
That's anyway. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. So when Reed was young, he played like kiddie baseball, and his team that he was on was the Yankees, and so he became a Yankees fan because of that. I was not a huge baseball fan growing up. I didn't play baseball. I played t-ball for 2 years, but for me, basketball and football were the two things that I loved doing. And so, being the little brother that I was always the one that picked the opposite of whatever Reed picked. So if it was the Yankees, I was the Red Sox. If he was a North Carolina basketball fan, I was a Duke fan. If he was an Ohio State fan, I was a Michigan fan. It didn't matter. I was that little brother that I picked whatever team to get under the skin of my older brother. And so, for us, the Red Sox and the Yankees is really the only thing that stuck. We're both huge Chelsea fans for Premier League soccer. We're both huge Atlanta United fans. Obviously, I'm a huge Bills fan, big fan of my older brother. But Red Sox Yankees is the only thing that we don't necessarily see eye to eye on.
Yeah, based on that, you should have gone to Bama.
I'm glad I ended up where I ended up, no doubt.
Me too. When you look back, have you done any reflecting yet on your time in Baton Rouge and thought about highlights, lowlights, just really try to encapsulate it all, or is it too soon for that yet?
I do a little bit. I don't like to get too sentimental because I've had so many good experiences in Baton Rouge, and I don't want to look back and be sad on the times that the good times that I've had and that they're over. It was a career full of ups and downs. With Coach Miles being fired, losing to Troy, it was just a lot of ups and downs. And I'm glad that it was able to end the way that it did. You honestly cannot write a better storybook ending than it was for the seniors and the juniors that are leaving this year, for them to go out and in the way that we did. And I'm just so appreciative of the highs and the lows because it taught me a lot in my 4.5 years in Baton Rouge.
Got a couple more for you. Blake Ferguson's our guest on Twitter at BFerguson50, at BFerguson50. Y'all give him a follow if you're not already. Could you teach me
Shameless
to snap?
Twitter plug.
No, always, man. Oh, what about IG?
Love it.
You do Instagram
Blake
too?
Ferguson50.
All right, Blake Ferguson50 on
I'm
Instagram.
trying to get Blake Ferguson, but there's some Instagram user with 8 followers that has Blake Ferguson.
Huh.
And I don't think they've posted since 2011 or something. But Blake Ferguson 50 will have to do for now.
Have you messaged him?
I've not. I don't know if he's even an active user or not. So.
Well, you could message Instagram and find out, and they can just take his account away. We found that this happened.
I might have Barrio do that for me or something. Some of the sports info guys at LSU they got probably a little more pull than I do. We'll see.
You might be surprised. Could you teach me to snap?
Absolutely.
Would I end up hurting myself? Would I end up would I end up just racking myself? I feel like that would be a very common result.
Do you have tight hamstrings?
Oh yeah.
Oh well, that may make it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But I've taught a lot of very good snappers how to long snap. That's something that I'm proud of. But we'll have to get that done one day.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll video it. We can all laugh at me. Yep. Is Quentin Skinner any good?
He's the next best in line.
Okay.
And I'm incredibly proud of him and the progress that he's made. It's hard to come into a college and be ready to go in your first year, but had he needed to go out there and perform this year, he was very capable of doing that.
Cool.
So I'm excited to see what he does in the next 4 years.
What do you all? For those that don't know, Quentin Skinner's at LSU. He's from Buford, same place as Reed and Blake, and he's the next long snapper at LSU. Like, what's up with the Buford tie? I mean, is it just that he's following you too? I mean, or y'all just breed great long snappers there?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because we actually had a snapper, Billy Johnson, who is son of Bill Johnson, who was our defensive line coach this past season. Billy snapped at Buford before Reed.
No.
And he ended up he did. And he ended up going to Georgia and then transferred to Tulane for his senior year. And his dad was at the Saints at the time. And so there's something about the water in Buford that breeds good snappers because they're breeding more as we speak, and hopefully they will also go on to play college football, hopefully at LSU. But we will see.
That is so good. See, as much research as you do, you don't find out everything. I should have dug deeper into the Buford long snapping lineage. All right, last thing before I let you go, and I'm going to bother you again around combine time and thereafter as you get closer to the draft. But do you have any of your championship game memorabilia, anything displayed right now?
Most of it, yes. Okay. I don't have my jersey and my pants are at my parents' house. They are the keepers of the jerseys. They have all of mine and my brother's jerseys from throughout the years there. I would assume that would be framed or something at some point, but I don't really know. I have my hat from the Fiesta Bowl last year, and then all three of our championship hats this year. I also have some confetti from each of the three games from this year with each of the hats. That was something that I really was super fired up about because, there's these photos of the confetti coming down and everybody's happy and having an amazing time. And so I wanted to take that moment with me. And so that was, I scooped some of the confetti in each of my hats after each of those games and put it in a little plastic bag and kept it. So that was one of the things that I wanted to get. And then I have those big logos that they have, the sign that they take pictures with. I have some of those as well.
Which one did you get? Which one did you get?
I have one from each of the three games this year. I was lucky enough to get all three. The SEC championship, I got a Peach Bowl, which is the playoff logo, and it says playoff semifinal on it. And then the last one, which is the LSU national championship logo.
So good.
So I have all three of them. I need to figure out how I'm going to display them. I don't know if Reed's going to allow me to push pin in the wall because I live at his house right now, and I don't want to mess up his walls.
And don't push pin that thing. Don't push pin that thing.
No, I'm not really sure how we're going to hang those up or display them, but I'll definitely need to get his approval first because it's his house.
Dude, they got double-sided tape, man. That's easy. Double-sided tape or Velcro. It's there's a way to do it. Don't push pin it. And by the way,
I might have to do the Velcro.
Yeah. And if you ever hit rock bottom, this is great because now you've got things that you can sell on eBay and make it all back.
That's right.
Or you can go snap in the pros for 15 years and have an awesome life and make a great living and all that stuff, which we're pulling for, man.
That sounds amazing.
Hey, Blake, man, congrats on all your success. I mean, you've been a great representative of your family and, of course, of LSU as well, man. We appreciate you having some fun today. We'll check in soon, all right?
Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate the friendship.
You got it, man. We'll see you. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.